y'all, welcome. So my name's Jody, and I am a wife, a mother, a friend, currently an accountant and a realtor, and I don't know that it's above all, but it's definitely one of the top things that is an identifier for me at present. I'm a Texan. I was born and raised in Texas. My family currently lives in Texas, and this blog is all about moving. We are moving. We have been several years in this process, and we've been through a lot of soul searching and making sure that we know exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it. And we're moving to the Big Island in the Hilo area on the east side of the Big Island of Hawaii. We were blessed enough to be able to be part of a field study in 2015 where we studied the land, the botany, geology, botany, and biology. And we spent multiple weeks out on the islands on location. We did not do any touristy things. We didn't lay out on the beach. We got up in the mornings and we got on a big yellow school bus. We packed our sack lunches for being out in the field, and we headed out to study the land, the animals, the biology, and the plants. And we connected with the islands. It's a scary move, being that we're from Texas, and it's a scary process to think about giving up or doing away with everything that we know here, what we understand, and being on an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Especially for me, I think probably my husband has far better embraced that thought than I have. That's why it's taken so long for us to make the determination. But the bottom line is we're doing it. And I've even applied for a position on the island, and he has applied for a position. We're hoping that he can actually transfer with his current company, and that will make the transition a little easier. But I've started the process. So in my family, and we are a family of 7, we have 5 children, but they're not all kids. My oldest is 23, the next one is 21, then 18, 15, and about to be 12. And so in my family, there is a running joke that I do not take personally. I actually resonate with it and totally fine with them calling me this, but I am Bilbo Baggins. And so I am Bilbo Baggins who, I don't take journeys. I don't go on adventures. I like my armchair. I like my books. I like the place that I call home. And when any kind of new adventure is coming, I have to prepare. So it's been, like I said, a couple years since we've made that first connection with the island to today, when we're making our decision to move. And it's actually been a couple of weeks now. So what I've decided is, one of the things I do here as a realtor is I do a lot of social media. So I'm gonna take what I know from that and take it with me. And I'm gonna take you on the journey too. Because I am Bilbo Baggins, I have to have information. I deal better with information. I do better with changes if I have information. So I bought the book. We already had a book similar to this about Kauai from when we were on the island before. And this is a great book. I think it's really primarily based or primarily intended for probably tourists, but it has good information and great maps. So I enjoyed the Kauai version of it, so I bought this one. This one is kind of like on the side of my desk. I refer back to it, but it's not been my primary thing. The next thing I did was I found an author who wrote a book called Your Ideal Move, and Oh, this one's move and this one's home. And I bought them, and I have been going through them. And you'll see the yellow highlight. I'm finding the pieces that apply to me and apply to our process. And I haven't finished this process. The fourth thing I did, or the fourth book I found, was this Affordable Paradise. Also very good. This is a multiple printed. There are multiple editions. That's what I'm trying to say. There are 4 editions of this book. So it's not old, but the 4th edition is 2009. So not absolutely current. These other ones, let's see. These are 2012s. These are better. But the bottom line is there's not a lot of current information. And I think it's because the initial hot trend to move to the island has waned. And currently, as I'm recording this, the Big Island is erupting. There are 16 fissures as of this morning, and they're expecting the Kilauea crater to erupt anytime now. The lava lake is flowing, is dropping below the water table, and when that happens, from our geological study, when that happens, it will be a massive eruption that will toss whatever's in the lava tube out. And so that could be large boulders out of the crater. It's going to be spectacular when it happens. We're not afraid of that. We know that this is happening. We're not afraid of that. Number one, this is a very large island. If you were to take all of the outer islands, all of the other islands, let me see if I can find that map real quick. If you were to take all of the other islands and lay them on top of the Big Island, which way? Lay them on top of the Big Island here, they would all fit on top. So this is not happening in their backyard. I know that last year when Hurricane Harvey blew through Texas, people thought, oh, you live in Texas, you're getting flooded. And the reality is we live in Dallas-Fort Worth, and no, we're not even seeing any rain. So it's a long distance. And in Texas, it's a lot different than Hawaii, where certainly Hawaii is not as big as Texas is, but similar. It's happening in the south. It's happening in an area where the residents and the locals all know and expect that this is going to happen, and they're not afraid of it, and neither are we. So we're moving, and this is going to be the process and the journey. So I figure that as I'm learning information, there will be others who follow. Probably not from Texas, but maybe. And the ones who are coming will want information. Not everyone. Some of them will be just like my husband, who they're ready to just go. And others will need a process, and they will need information. And that's what this channel, this vlog is all about. And I'm gonna attempt to be transparent, and I'm gonna attempt to be open about the process, and I'm gonna attempt to be everything that I am. And I invite you to come along. I invite you to engage in the process, and let's just find out where we're going, be on an unexpected journey, take an unsuspected adventure, and live life as an occasion and rise to it. So welcome aboard, aloha, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.